What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got some breaking news coming out of Miami. Offensive tackle Austin Jackson is now on IR. That and more coming up next. Austin Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, will not be suiting up for the Miami Dolphins for the next 4 weeks, will not be able to return until week 6 after the Jets game due to a injury that will now place him on IR, dealing with him and Teron Armstead are dealing with injuries. Armstead is also going to be a game time decision. So this is just not good for the Miami Dolphins. But we still have Greg Little, who is the backup, who will now be thrusted into a starting role. We brought in a tackle earlier this week, a veteran who maybe moved up from the practice squad and now on the 53-man roster. So at the end of the day, I don't know what to call this. I don't know what to call this, a major blow, or it is what it is, next man up. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Is it a next man up situation, or is this a huge blow? Because at the end of the day, Austin Jackson has struggled so far in his young career. As a rookie, looked very good, looked very promising until he was injured as a rookie. When he got back, just didn't look very, very sharp. Second year, I don't know, a train wreck is what you want to call it, but it just wasn't good, okay? And now coming into this season, a lot of people feel like, oh, I think he's improved a little, this and that. Didn't grade out very well in the first game of the season, but now we won't be able to see him for the next 4 games at a minimum, and we'll be back in week 6, okay? Now, this does mess with the simple fact of potential depth. I've heard some people say this may be a positive negative. You know, it's positive because now we get to play the other guy who some people feel is better. And it's negative because you never want to lose a guy at all. So it is what it is, man. But this is definitely a blow in my opinion, because Austin Jackson is a third-year player. Okay, he is a third-year player, and we need to know what we have in him, just like Noah Benogany, just like Tua Tagovailoa, all of these guys, third-year players. This is the year that you want to get your firmest evaluation on guys like that. But whenever you have injuries, that doesn't help the cause being out. Now, on the flip side of it, Austin Jackson is out. Greg Little's going to play. It is what it is. Let's see what happens. But the other one that's really pressing in this game is Teron Armstead. I personally, ladies and gentlemen, feel like Teron Armstead might be the difference in whether or not we win this game or lose this game. If Teron Armstead plays, I personally feel like we might be able to do just enough to win the game. If Teron Armstead doesn't play, I feel like we could be looking at a Tennessee Titans game from last year again. I mean, one guy, yes, TD, one guy making you think that big of a difference? Yes. I mean, have you stopped and taken a look at the Baltimore Ravens D line and who's on that side coming at you? Have you taken a moment to stop and look at, and I know everybody wants to think, oh, well, the Baltimore Ravens offense isn't going to do much. I think we're going to hold them down too. But what good is it if we're holding them down, they're holding us down, and they sneak in one and we don't? Because our quarterback Tua has no time and he's getting hit. We don't want what happened to Herbert last night to happen to Tua, especially since Tua already has had a rib injury. We don't want that type of thing to happen. And if Teron Armstead doesn't play, they got the players that I'm telling you now very well could end up doing something like that to our quarterback. And that's the last thing that you'd want. Last thing you'd want. Shout out to everybody saying that they got the notification. I guess that's a good thing, because everybody's still not getting them though. But the Ravens defensive line is very good, y'all. They are very good. And we're going to do a film study. We're going to do 2 film studies today, both on the Ravens. Okay. After this stream, in about 5 minutes, I am going to crank up the next stream and we're going to do a film study from the Jets Baltimore game. And we're going to start to take a look at them because I'll have to leave about an hour after that. And then later on this evening, we're going to do part 2 of the film study to look at some more of what happened in that game and what we can look at against the Ravens. But what you will see in that game is that D-line abused Joe Flacco, who had to throw the ball 59 times in a loss, which is crazy. Shout out to G Money, say they better come back by the time y'all play us in Cleveland. Oh Lord, here you go. Y'all should have took Herbert. Bruh, we ain't worried about Cleveland, man. Y'all got a little win with Jacoby, but we're not worried about y'all. Thoughts on left guard issues, TD? Wasn't good last week. That's why I'm scared about this Teron Armstead thing. He's questionable. He's limited in practice today, and he's questionable. And Mike McDaniel said today, the thing he knows about Armstead is if he can play, he will play. But that's just Mike McDaniel basically saying, come on, fella, if you feel like you got a little in you, I need you. So we don't know. Y'all do realize it's going to be the player's decision. He going to come in and be like, yeah, let's go. Or, nah, I ain't going to take this risk. I mean, I'm really hurt, and I ain't going to do that. It's going to be Armstead's decision. But that's my issue. Liam Eichenberg was like one of the worst rated guards in the NFL on Sunday. 33 PFF grade. Sorry, he was horrific. Okay. And if Armstead is out, Eichenberg is in, and whoever you put at left tackle at that point, oh my gosh. And that's the strongest side for the Ravens. It could be a disaster. And I know everybody, calm down, bro. Next man up. And then if it turns out like Tennessee, it's like, man, what happened? I tried to tell you. You wanted me to calm down and then be quiet and say next man up. So this is going to be a game where I'm telling you, it might be dinking and dunking if Armstead doesn't play. Because I do not feel good about plays where we're waiting on it to develop downfield. It just won't be a good look. It just won't be a good look. Yeah, yards at the catch is what it's going to have to be. Yes, Armstead is hurt. But, I mean, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, why are we surprised? He plays an average of 11 games a year in his career. When you go look at it, he plays an average of 11 games a year. And even those 11 games, he plays hurt in a lot of them. So when he's 100% healthy, it doesn't get better than him. It's rarely better than him. But he's always hurt, and he misses games, man. So I hope we can get the best version of him, and I hope he plays Sunday, because if we're ever going to need him, it's going to be this week and next week. But here's the kicker. It's almost like you want him this week, but if you get him this week, they're going to work him so hard, he might strain his injury or even get a new one. Should we do that and then have him not there for Buffalo? Or should we rest him now and have him 100% for Buffalo? That's something that has to be considered as well. That is something that has to be considered as well. Man. Man. So we'll see. But me personally, I think he'll end up playing. Just because of the simple fact that he did come back out to practice on a limited basis this week. I think at the game time decision, they're going to have him active and he'll play. That's my thoughts on it. Okay. We need Jesse Davis. You know what? That's something that I did want to look at. I want to see how Jesse Davis graded out in week 1 on his new team. Y'all give me a y'all give me a second. I just gotta see. He probably still a bum. Let me see how Jesse Davis graded out. Let me pull up PFF. Oh my gosh. G Money said, don't worry, TD. Lamar coming over after next year. Yeah, it's a lot of rumblings, but we'll see. We'll see. Jesse Davis. Let's see. All right. There we go. Let's see this bum. Let's see what this bum did in week 1. Oh, he ain't do nothing because he didn't play. Okay. He didn't play. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he didn't get any playing time. So he graded out zeros across the board. He didn't get no playing time. Makes sense. All right. I was finna say, man. Gotta check on him. TD said he probably still a bum. Hey man. We either draft bums or we stay hurt. LOL. We look good on paper. Yeah, we tend to look good on paper. But we got to be better this year. We got to be better than good on paper this year. We got to actually be good. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts. All right. Let me see here. We have the new Jesse Davis and Liam at left guard. Well, I think that's unfair to Liam Eichenberg because Liam Eichenberg is a tackle. Liam Eichenberg is a tackle. So it's kind of unfair to say, we got the new, Jesse Davis. And he didn't play great his rookie year as a tackle, but remember, he's like a 3rd-round pick. And then on top of that, he was a rookie. You put those two together, we got to stop having greater expectations like all these guys supposed to be 1st-round picks. Liam is out of position, a 2nd-year guy. This is so we got to be fair about that, but it's not looking good. But this is Mike McDaniel's decision. He got him at that position. So we'll see. And that's an option if Armstead doesn't play. Do they kick Liam to tackle and then put what's his name? Dieter at left guard? Maybe. Maybe that's what they do. Okay. We picked up a tackle, Brandon Shell. I know he's a veteran. Okay. He's a veteran tackle who has a whole bunch of starting experience. He's on the practice squad right now. They'll move him up, I'm sure, on game day. But they knew they would need to. They knew they would need to bring a tackle in because they probably knew Austin Jackson or one of those guys were gonna go on IR and was hurt. So at the end of the day, like I said, Brandon Shell, he's a veteran. He's a veteran guy. They picked him up. I mean, when you look at his history in the league, he's not bad. He's very solid, but I don't like his pass blocking. He's a good run blocker, but his pass blocking, I'm not a fan of. It's just not good, in my opinion, at least. I know some people may have other opinions, but pass blocking has fell off as of lately. 2020 was his best year. He kind of balled out in his situation in 2020, but 2021 pass blocking just wasn't good at all. And like I said, 2020 was his breakout year, and last year wasn't. But before 2020 and 2019, he was fair. He was an average guy in this league. Not the best, just fair. And that's why the move, it's a good move. You bring in a veteran presence that knows the game, knows what to do. It's a good move, but he's not exempt from getting beat. He's going to get beat, but he's going to also hold the position down. He's going to hold, and well, truth be told, he might be better than Austin Jackson, though. So I don't know. I mean, good pickup, but I don't know what he is as a player now. Last year, he fell off. And when you're 30 years old, about to be 31, and you come off of a fall off year, I don't know what we got right now. He might be Jesse Davis now at 31 after a year of falling off. He might be Jesse Davis now. We don't know. These guys' bodies aren't the same anymore. This is the moments where they got to make business decisions. You know? Yeah, so Liam is all right. Not last game. He got to do better than he did last game, that's for sure. He got to, for sure, man. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. But I want to get into some film study, y'all. I'm gonna end this stream. Just wanted to hit y'all with the quick hitter, and then I'm gonna go live in literally like 60 seconds. So when I end this stream, if y'all want to look at some Baltimore film, come back, hang out with me. But that's our situation at the right tackle position, and we're gonna keep an eye on Armstead. She said Armstead is 31-2. Exactly. That's my point. And that's what I was trying to tell y'all. Armstead is just a 2-year fix. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to draft a left tackle or get another one in free agency after next year. And if we drafted one, we need to get him this draft coming so he could sit behind a veteran like that and develop. Otherwise, you don't want to, you don't want a first year guy 2 years from now unless it's a high first round pick. Also the cornerback situation we got to address. Linebackers we got to address. So this is why you either get the perfect team around the current quarterback or you go get a great quarterback and lead a team the same because they can make up for the difference. No great line, go get a Lamar Jackson. Fixes that issue. You know, you're going to get weaker in the secondary, go get a guy who can put up points to offset and have shootouts. Or go get an O-line, go get a secondary, go get linebackers if you can afford it, which you won't be able to, and keep the guy you got. Both ways could have some success. Which will take you further? I don't know. But it's going to be harder to get the perfect team because a lot of these guys are going to have to get paid real soon, including the quarterback. Anyway, like I said, I got to fire up this next stream, the Baltimore Ravens film study. If you want to enjoy that with me and take a look, come back in literally 60 seconds. Love y'all. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We are 15 subscribers away from 21,900. So 115 subs away from 22,000. We'll be getting there this weekend for sure. So go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. I'll see you all soon. Peace.